Hello, people of Earth. I come in peace. Nectar of the gods. Happy birthday, Emily. And to the rest of you, welcome to the Monday edition here on WTF Nation Radio. I'm your host, Redleg, and hopefully I do this right. Coming up on tonight's show, our guest is going to be one Jamahl Labbe. He's a retired Army Ranger. I don't know. Hi, David. I don't know how much of his business he wants me putting out. I'll let him tell you all of his personal stuff. But what I can tell you is he's the president of Project Overwatch. He retired from the Army last year and decided to do something after he watched the events unfold in Ferguson and Baltimore. Said he felt the need to do something for the first responder communities, so he formed Project Overwatch, and he's given back to the law enforcement and firefighter communities after a career in the Army. So we'll talk to him. Thank you, Jesus, for talking about my head. Hello, Brian. The rest of the WTF Nation. Jesus always got something smart to say. Leave me alone, Jesus.
Back away, Jesus.
Joining me tonight is my co-host Zulu, who's back from the dead.
Hey.
Hey. And Mom's here to keep control of things, I suppose.
Hey, y'all. I guess I'll try my best.
Yeah. Coming up tomorrow night. Oh, by the way, Kevin Jameson is going to be here tomorrow. Kevin's in charge of the Kansas City chapter of the Veterans Community Project, and they're gonna their long-term goal is to completely eliminate veteran homelessness nationwide. So tune in to it. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for Kevin. And then I'll tell you about the remainder of the upcoming guests a little bit later in the show. But I wanted to talk about something I heard on Liquid Lunch today with Pi and the gang. That kind of hello, Dolly. They kind of grabbed my attention. Well, there was a couple of things, but this one I had to go search it out after I heard Pi and Mom talking about this. A video has surfaced of officers forcibly removing a passenger from a flight after the airline chose him at random to give up his seat on an overbooked flight. The man was on a flight out of Chicago. United Airlines was operating the evening flight to Louisville. They had to find volunteers to give up their seats. They needed 4 of them and offered travel vouchers for volunteers who were willing to fly out the next day. Audra Bridges, a fellow passenger, filmed the incident. Problem began when United found they needed a flight crew in Louisville on Monday. The 4 United employees were prioritized over the passengers who'd paid for the flight, and United began trying to find volunteers to give up their seats. When no one took their offers, United used a computer program to choose 4 passengers at random. When the names were announced, one man, said he was a doctor, needed to be home to see patients, refused to leave the plane. Now, one couple reportedly left voluntarily. This man, though, refused to give up his seat. The United flight crew called in police to escort the man off the plane. When the man resisted, he was manhandled and thrown across the aisle into the armrest of the adjacent seat. The man, who claimed to be a doctor, appeared to be knocked unconscious. The cops then dragged him by his arms off the plane. Passengers yelled at the police, "My God, what are you doing?" And this is wrong. Some passengers, though, could be heard praising the police. After being dragged off, the man somehow broke free and ran back onto the plane. He was bleeding and seemed to be disoriented and was again removed. United Airlines did release a statement. The statement reads, Flight 3411 from Chicago to Louisville was overbooked. After our team looked for volunteers, one customer refused to leave the aircraft voluntarily, and law enforcement was asked to come to the gate. We apologize for the overbook situation. Oh, my God. United Chief Executive Officer said this. I apologize for having to reaccommodate these customers. Our team is moving with a sense of urgency to work with the authorities and conduct our own detailed review of what happened. This according to United CEO Oscar Munoz. He said the airline is trying to reach the passenger to, quote, further address and resolve this situation. United confirmed passengers were made to give up their seats for crew members that needed to work on flights departing Louisville. Had they not gotten to their destination on time, That would have inconvenienced many more customers, said United spokesman Charlie Hobart. Hey, United, that's, paying passengers. First of all, let's not point the finger at the cops. The cops were called in to remove the guy who was refusing to leave the aircraft, and they were just doing their jobs because, at the end of the day, it's private property and they're a private corporation, and you have certain rights as a traveler, as a passenger, but I guess they can remove you from the plane at any time for any reason.
It is up to the airline for who can be on the plane and who can't.
But how fucking irresponsible is it of United Airlines to overbook a flight? And let's not just say United, because all these airlines do this. They're greedy. Some would argue that, well, they're just doing business. They got a bottom line to look out for. They're just trying to keep their revenue up, blah, blah, blah. Would you charge me $25 each direction to check a bag? As far as I'm concerned, you have forfeited your right to overbook a flight and ask me to get off the plane. I've already paid for the ticket. So because 4 of your employees have to be in Louisville, how is that my problem? Figure that, you know what my fucking section chief used to tell me and the rest of the guys on my gun crew in the Army? Figure it the fuck out. United, figure it out. Stop kicking your paying customers off your flights. You think this dude's ever going to catch you another United flight ever again?
Probably not. Probably not. Did you see the video?
I did. I saw there are several videos.
I was like, oh, man. That looks like a tough situation for the cops. I feel bad for them for having to fucking deal with that.
Yeah. Bob says it wasn't, quote, overbooked before they needed the 4 slots. Right you are, Bob. This is the airlines abusing, I don't want to say their power, not because they have no power. It put the cops in a weird position. But at the end of the day, they have a job to do. And it's just like anywhere else. If I tell you I don't want you here, leave, you're trespassing, and you refuse to do it, and I call the cops have got a job to do. I don't blame the cops at all. Were they a little rough with the dude? Maybe. Possibly. But the dude wouldn't get up. So it's time to lay hands on somebody. Interfering with the flight crew, indeed.
My buddy Miller over here said the dude had a gut. That's one thing he took from it. Do we know whether or not he was a doctor or not? Actually, a doctor?
Don't know. Hasn't been confirmed. United's trying to get in touch with the dude to further address and resolve this situation.
I heard that they were offering everybody, the 4 people, well, the 3 people who agreed to leave voluntarily were given like $800.
Oh, they always play that game. Oh, we're going to give you. I got somewhere to be, and I have a certain time I have to be there. I don't want to stay in the hotel and fly out tomorrow. I've already paid for this ticket on this day at this time.
Yeah, I wonder if they couldn't have picked someone else, or someone else could have been like, oh, you know what, I don't have to go. I'm not in a hurry. Can I take that offer up or something like that? You know what I mean? Didn't you say it was randomly selected?
Yes.
They randomly selected 4 passengers?
Well, I've been bumped off a flight before, and we got to catch the next flight, and we got to, they upgraded our seats to first class.
No, but you were late getting to where you were going.
Just by a couple hours.
That's the kind of shit that makes my ass itch. I don't like being late for anything. And I don't like people being late when they're coming to meet me. This fashionably late stuff is horse shit. Of course, I'm speaking to a bunch of, either soldiers or veterans who know the rule. You all know the rule.
Hey,
15 minutes prior to everything.
Would you take the deal? $800 and free drinks at the hotel?
No, I got somewhere to be.
What if free drinks?
What if I just want to go home, Right, and get in the bed with Mrs. Redleg. I've been looking forward to this the whole time I've been gone. And
Yeah,
some flight attendant comes on the plane. Is like, you got to get off the plane. What the fuck? I've already paid for this ticket.
Yeah, fucking. What a shit show. They didn't really. What was it? United.
Yeah, United.
Their statement didn't really help their PR situation either. And they were just kind of like, Sounds like whoever like typed it up maybe was like, were they fucking involved personally in it? They seemed like they were kind of mad.
Yeah. Had they not gotten to their destination on time, that would have inconvenienced many more customers. How the fuck is that my problem as a passenger on the aircraft, as a customer, as a paying customer? How the fuck is the fact that you failed to properly plan to get these 4 dickheads to Louisville my problem? Put them in the baggage hold. They're flying for free anyways.
Just throw them down there.
Man, customer service is non-existent anymore in commercial air travel.
Customer service? Well, I mean...
Right, get on the plane, sit down, shut up. Cram yourself in this little bitty seat. We'll be there when we get there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I know we've been sitting here for 4.5 hours, but, there's a problem with the brakes on the goddamn plane, and we can't let you off.
Sucks to suck.
You know what? I flew back from a trip. I think it was from, it may have been on a return flight from Phoenix. I think it was, and I landed in Memphis. And we taxied to within, I don't know, 150 feet of the gate, and we sat there forever. Why? There's nobody on the ground to direct the goddamn plane up to the jetway so we could get off. I almost wanted to walk up to knock on the cockpit door and say, hey, excuse me, if you let me off, I'll ground guide this shit in because, I got places to be. My wife's out here driving in circles around the goddamn airport because if you stop in the red zone, they pull you out of the car at gunpoint and search you for bombs. Fucking airlines. They're being abusive.
Oh, are the airlines abusing us?
They are, dude. They're taking advantage of us. Have you paid for a plane ticket lately?
It's within the last year, yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna get if they're gonna rape you that badly over airfare, the least they could do is, let you take the flight that you paid for.
Oh man, how many options do you got? You're either flying or you're fucking road tripping it. Or bus or train or some shit if that's available to you. But if you want to get to where you want to go pretty quick, it's flying. You have options and which fucking airline you take, but
oh, Kyle says fly Southwest. The Greyhound of the skies. No, thank you. No, thanks.
I bet it's cheap though.
Robert tells me not to take it so personal. I for one have never been bumped from a flight, or I've been, I've come through the area, the terminal, like getting ready to board the plane. You're like, we overbooked the flight, and if you're willing to give up your seat and catch a later flight, we'll give you this voucher for, $400 and a hand job down here at the massage parlor. But I just want to get on the flight and leave. Like, stop. How is your poor management of your airline my fucking problem? I don't understand.
Well, maybe the other airlines will fucking take note of this example United has made of themselves and not piss off their customers or make a scene and end up on CNN and Fox News.
Who can fly somewhere and spend a week somewhere and live out of one of those little tiny carry-on bags?
Ooh, like
not me.
when I take my last time I took a flight, I brought my assault pack, and that was pretty. It was pretty good. It was pretty big, so maybe.
But
depends on how big the carry-on is.
Excuse me. Hello, Danny. But you can't check a bag for free unless you're flying to the South Pole or something. They're like, oh, okay, since you're going 5,000 miles, we'll let you check one 30-pound bag for free. No, it's a bag. Oh, by the way, don't let your bag be 1 pound overweight either. They charge you like $200. It's
make sure you don't have any mouthwash or toothpaste either.
When I go on when I go on vacation this summer with my daughter and my wife, we're gonna fly from out of Memphis to there's a layover because you can't go anywhere without stopping in either Atlanta or Dallas Fort Worth, and in our case we're going to Atlanta. Yes, military can check for free on American. As a matter of fact, if you're traveling under orders, you can check for free on I think just about every airline. But I digress. I'm not in the military anymore.
Delta has let us check our stuff in for free when we flew.
If your bag weighs 51 pounds, it no longer costs you $25. What airline did I fly out to Colorado on? I think that was United.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
How was it?
I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was a flight that, stuffed in a sardine can. As flights go, it was average. But let that bag be 1 pound overweight. On United Airlines, it goes from $25 to $225. Because your fucking bag weighs 51 pounds now. At the way, I always weigh mine and make sure it's under by a couple of pounds. But try taking a whole fucking broadcasting studio anywhere with you.
That sounds heavy, my man.
It is.
How many bags?
Just two. One gigantic bag full of broadcasting stuff, and then another one stuffed full of clothes. If you can handle wearing the same pair of blue jeans 4 days in a row, then you're okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Say no more.
I got you, fam. Did I use that right? So, hey, United Airlines, eat a dick. By and large, I think they're mostly pretty good to the military folks, but I thought it was a real shitty thing to do.
We'll see what they do do next.
Yeah. Burn in hell, United Airlines. I'm flying Delta to Florida this year.
Really?
Yeah. With a
Have you ever taken one of the? You ever taken any of those? Fucking like Lufthansa, one of those fancy ones that you go to fucking Intercontinental.
No, the only time I've flown Ocotis Intercontinental was on I flew on Tower Air from SeaTac to Osan Air Base. You know how that goes. And then when I flew home on leave and back, it was on Korean Airlines. Well, that was fun.
Was it?
No. That sucked.
Korean Airlines, isn't that one of the ones that crash in the water and are never found?
No. That's something else.
It's one of those other airlines.
Yeah.
Oh. Have you been keeping track of latest current events?
I try to stay on top of the current events as much as I can. I know
Oh my God, wasn't there like a shooting this morning?
Yeah, in San Bernardino again. They've already if you recall, they dealt with a shooting in 2015. It was a terrorist thing. That was December 2nd, 2015. 14 people were killed and 22 others were seriously injured. Hello, 6 Jane.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Hey.
Did you call to impart some flying wisdom on me, or should I just drive everywhere?
Well, you can drive everywhere. It's a great place to see America doing that. But now the flying stuff, that flight it's completely jacked up. The gate agents are what fucked it up. Once you're boarded, you should not be leaving the aircraft unless emergency or deemed necessary. So them coming aboard and saying, hey, we need 4 of you. We've pre-selected randomly for you to leave because we have to put 4 employees on.
Sure.
That's a no-no.
Put them.
Period.
But stack them in the fucking bathroom. There's more than one on the plane. Stuff them in there. Put them in the baggage hold. Put them in the overhead luggage compartment thing.
Oh, you know damn well there was no overhead luggage because everybody and their aunt has packed everything because they don't want to pay to check bag.
Sure. Yeah. You're allowed.
Because
You're allowed a carry-on bag and a personal item. So evidently, the carry-on bag, and the personal items like a duffel bag.
Right, and everybody's carry-on bag now is like the size of a regular suitcase that magically passes through,
Ain't that some shit?
Security. And I'm just like, dude, like that's not like, oh, but it expands. It's only 12 inches wide, but it's 24 inches, in like girth because you unzip anyhow. But yeah, once they entered the plane, they sat on the plane. They've been passed through. They are now on the aircraft. We'll call it checked in, which means if God forbid something should happen while that plane is in air, that is how they are, I guess you could say, checked off, marked for. Okay, that's how they keep attendance. In actuality, the flight attendants, when you see them doing their little checks, one of them has a little piece of paper in their hand. They're kind of spot checking who's sitting where. So the gate agent fucked up, and there was no other flight till the next day. Nobody took the voluntary, however much they were offering in a hotel room.
Right.
When they boarded and they said, we're taking 4 off, when they approached that guy and he said, look, I can't, I'm a doctor, I need to see my patients tomorrow, they should have moved to the next one on the list instead of being total douche canoes.
Yes. Oh my God. You're right.
And then they're saying that while they were trying to escort him off, he fell and bumped his head. Now, if y'all have seen the video, that dude was caveman dragged out.
Yes.
I mean, that was a Fight Club clear out the ring that they did to him. But they also, all said and done, he was put back on that flight. And yeah. So it's a whole jacked up and like this.
Who the fuck posted this? Overbooking is not illegal, and most airlines overbook their scheduled flights to a certain extent in order to compensate for, quote, no-shows. Passengers are sometimes left behind or bumped as a result. When an oversell occurs, the Department of Transportation requires airlines to ask people who aren't in a hurry to give up their seats voluntarily in exchange for compensation. Those passengers bumped against their will are, with a few exceptions, entitled to compensation. ICE posted that. So, I mean,
who the fuck is not showing up?
Well, it's not. I'm not debating whether or not it's legal. I know it's legal. I'm not saying
it just sucks.
It's fucked up, is what it is.
And like my last trip, remember, Mom, me coming out that way. I get to the airport at fucking 08. I'm standing there, and the gate agent's like, "Oh, I'm not your agent. Yours is coming up in an hour." So I'm sitting there. I didn't have a seat. They wouldn't let me check in. They were like, "Oh, you're going to have to do it at the gate." What it turned out being was that it was an overbooked, so oversold flight, as well as what they call a payload maximized flight. Meaning if there are actually seats available, that doesn't matter because the payload, the cargo it is carrying is more important than the purchased tickets.
So why sell tickets? These big scumbag fucking airline greedy motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't show up for their fucking flight? You paid for the ticket. It's non-refundable. What, barring any medical emergency, or you're really strung out on heroin and slept through everything, who the fuck doesn't show up for their flight?
Right.
Right.
You're absolutely. It's a bullshit thing. It was complete. I was the last one to get on the plane, so of course everyone's looking at me like, "Oh, this bitch is holding us up," and I'm like, "Fuck y'all! I was out there. I was here before all of you." but yeah, the airlines have their way of doing things, and that's why they are kind of scared, because right now you've got a lot of international airline companies that are going to be competing, and it's starting with the international flights when they're cheaper. If you've ever been on anything like Air Korea and all the other ones, Evergreen, there's a couple, they blow any U.S. market airline out the water.
Yeah.
The care, their treatment, the food, shit, everything is way better, and it's cheaper. And hell, what was it? Turkish Airlines just delivered a baby.
Oh, I saw
Try
that.
that on United.
Oh no, they would remove you from the plane. Oh, you're having a baby. You got to get off.
No, they're gonna charge you for
Right.
that extra person.
They're gonna charge you for another ticket, and then if you wrap it up in a blanket, they're gonna charge you for that too.
Right, because they had to take it from first class.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Oh, you're having a baby. That's too bad. You're gonna have to pay for another seat.
Wow, instead of fucking doing an emergency landing, they just fucking had it. They winged it.
Yeah, all there. I don't know if there was like a pseudo doctor or somebody on the plane, but the article had all the stewardesses, flight attendants, whatever the PC fucking word is for them. They were like taking selfies with this newborn baby wrapped in the in-flight blanket. Like, no big deal. Like, check us out, you know.
My brother
Fuck it,
just
with
sent me a
5.
picture. It's my brother just texted me a picture. It says Southwest. We beat the competition, not you.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
But you know, then you've got your budget airlines. What's that one? Spirit. Have you ever flown on Spirit Airlines?
Spirit, Frontier, all the who was it that flew Frontier? Pi flew Frontier out to Colorado, and we had to wait 2 hours for his bags. I think they just have one dude just running bags back and forth one at a time because they can't afford the little cart.
Oh, Spirit was fucking crazy. I caught a red eye out of Atlanta to Vegas. It was like less than $100. I'm like, sweet. You know all those pictures like on Black Friday with everybody at the door and the managers like
Yes.
trying to unlock it and
Is it first come,
that is
first
what
served
it's
on
like.
Spirit?
It is. It is first come, first serve. No frills, no fucking nothing. And I'm talking, they're like, hey, y'all, our plane will be departing in 7 minutes. We're about to open the gate.
Yeah, every man for
okay,
himself.
get on board.
Just
And it's fucking.
pick a seat.
I was throwing elbows. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus. David knows about Tower Air. That's anytime I flew anywhere like on orders, it was always on Tower Air. I guess the Army had a contract with them. I mean, it wasn't bad. And I think they only have the big 747s. Oh, you're going to NTC from Fort Hood? 747. Oh, you're flying across the entire Pacific? 747. Oh, you're catching a flight from Killeen Municipal to DFW? 747. I'm just kidding. They can't land a 747 on that airfield.
I bet you
it's
they
like
try.
The little puddle jumper that I flew in from Killeen to DFW. I think you had the back tires in the grass and locked the brakes and ran the engines all the way up, and we barely cleared the fence at the other end of the runway. That's a tiny runway.
Yes, it is. It's like a pack of gum.
Yeah, it's really small. I was like, how the fuck are we going to get out of here? Are we going to get enough speed up on this little short fucking drag strip to get out of here?
Everybody's got to lean forward in your seats.
The best thing about Colleen's airport is like security getting through it takes you 5 minutes.
Oh, there was no security when I went through. Is there a place they just got like a metal detector and then a chick standing there with gloves on? That's it. I need to check your asshole. Somebody will get that.
I got it.
Yeah.
I actually get this one
Somebody else will
for
get it.
one.
Fuck that Killeen Airport. You know, fuck Killeen in general. I'm just going to come out and say it. If you live in Killeen, I'm sorry about your luck. Do you see that? You see that big beast of a woman on the U.S. Army WTF Moments page? It's unfortunate that somebody would deface her car that way. and spray paint slut and homewrecker and bitch all over the side of her Ford Focus.
Maybe it was her bestie. I mean, that's what they call each other, right? Bitch. I mean,
Bitch. Could be.
bitch. You slut.
David got it.
Maybe they had too much Boone's Farm the night before and had at it. I don't know.
Could be. Homewrecker, bitch.
Did they spell it all right? I was too busy laughing to really stare at it. Normally there's a misspelling.
I see home and then where they started wrecker, but I'm not sure they spelled it correct. I don't know. They ran out of room between all the sluts and bitches. I mean, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. If you had put homewrecker first and then sprinkled in some sluts and bitches around it, it would have looked a lot better.
Yeah, they did not make use of the space given.
Hey, Pop Smoke, Miller, get out of here. You don't have to make a speech. Just disappear.
Oh,
Zulu,
goodbye,
what's with your buddy, dude?
Hey.
All right.
What I do in privacy is between me
Gotcha.
and Miller here. Stay safe, brother.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us there, Miller. Leaving early, dick.
That's my buddy in well, he's deployed.
Is
I'll
that
put it
your,
like that.
that's your hired friend that you brought to the radio station?
Oh God, you fucking got me. I just want you to think I'm cool, Redleg.
What a colossal waste of money. I mean, if you're gonna hire somebody, at least get a good-looking chick.
I was going for the bro move.
Oh my God. What were we talking about when 6 Jane just fell through the ceiling and was like, hey, what's up? I'm here. Oh, San Bernardino. 6 Jane, you're welcome to stay. Don't feel like that was me taking a shot at you.
Oh no, I'm over here laughing because my cousin's on the plane with Republican. What's his name? The black guy that nobody likes. That narrowed it down, I'm sure.
I don't know.
That wasn't racist.
The black guy that nobody likes. We flip
the Democrat.
Let me flip
yeah,
through
that
my
narrowed it down even more.
let me flip through my Rolodex of black dudes here and see which ones I don't like. I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Okay, never mind. He said that guy liked me, but Democrat Republican John Lewis did not like me. Apparently, I had an incident with him, and my cousin said my name, and he walked away from my cousin. So
Oh.
I said, put me on speakerphone. He was like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well.
I mean, what you got to lose? He's already being a dick.
Nobody ever puts me on speakerphone.
Step your trolling game up.
Oh, I trolled the hell out of Fort Benning this Thursday for the Beer and Bourbon Fest. Y'all, I wish you guys could have been there.
Yeah, me too. Nobody lame. How lame is the WTF Nation radio staff that nobody wanted to go and you had free tickets for us?
I mean, well, you know what though? You guys wouldn't have had reception for shit. I had like one bar.
That's okay.
I kept like challenging all the, warfighter amputees to either races or arm wrestling matches.
Oh, that sucks.
I might have drank. It was pretty bad. It was great.
This story that I was going to talk about. I think everybody's aware by now. A teacher and an 8-year-old boy were shot and killed this morning at an elementary school in San Bernardino after the teacher's husband opened fire inside a special needs classroom before turning the gun on himself. This is according to police. Cedric Anderson, age 53 of Riverside, entered a classroom at North Park Elementary School and opened fire on his wife, Karen Elaine Smith, at about 10:30 this morning before taking his own life. 2 students standing behind Smith were also shot. The boy, identified as Jonathan Martinez, was airlifted to Loma Linda Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead. A 9-year-old student who was wounded remains hospitalized in stable condition. The shooting occurred in a special education classroom for students with intellectual disabilities, said San Bernardino Unified School District spokeswoman Maria Garcia. There were 15 students from the 1st through 4th grades in the room and 2 adult aides. When it came across the news feed as San Bernardino, the first thing I thought of was, holy shit, again? Because
a couple years ago?
Yeah. December 2nd, 2015, 14 people were killed and 22 others were seriously injured. This was in a terrorist attack a terrorist attack which consisted of a mass shooting and attempted bombing at the Inland Regional Center in San Bernardino. The perpetrators of that, I think everybody knows, Syed Rizwan Farouk and Tashfeen Malik were a married couple living in the city of Redlands, and they targeted a public health training event and Christmas party. After that, the couple fled in a rented SUV. 4 hours later, police pursued the vehicle and killed them in a shootout.
And remember, that also keyed off the whole, what was it, that dude's iPhone, and Apple wouldn't
Yes.
break into it. And a lot of people were like, which was weird because they were like, well, that's his privacy. We shouldn't be able to do that. And I kind of understand that in whole, but then it was like, you had folks saying, well, there's information on there that could be important in battling terrorism. So we'd like your assistance. And they're like, no. And I know that pissed off like a shit ton of people, and it should.
Allie, I'm not going to allow you to rope me into this because, number one, you know how I feel. Number two, I think we agreed at lunch today that Pi and I would have this discussion on the show, and I think that it would be advantageous if we saved it for that. So, nice try. But I will gladly speak openly and freely about the subject when the time comes. On the heels of this, well, not on the heels of this. I mean, the story I'm about to cover on the heels of this. This is something else that was covered today on Liquid Lunch, and I think these two go hand in hand. These two idiots, Democrat Senator Edwin Markey of Massachusetts and Republican Carolyn Maloney of New York, have been joined by 30 other Senate and House Democrats in support, I mean, not Republican, Representative Carolyn Maloney, I said Republican, in supporting Senate Bill 834, a bill that will send $60 million of your tax money to the Centers for Disease Control for research on gun violence. How much fucking sense does it make to spend $60 million to research gun violence? Number one, what do you figure you're going to find? That violent people use guns to hurt or kill other people?
How much was spent on, didn't they do a study like on video games, like that it makes people violent, and it was like a couple few million as well?
I don't understand. Yes, I don't understand the colossal waste of my and your tax dollars to research. What the fuck can we possibly stand to learn from this? Gun violence is ending lives and shattering families in Massachusetts and across our country, said Markey. Now more than ever, we must study the causes of gun violence. The causes of gun violence. We have to study the causes of gun violence. First of all, why do we continue to classify things as gun and everything else? Why the focus on guns? Why the focus on the tools? Why not the focus on the root cause? If you're going to study something, study violence, period. It's violence. You intend to cause someone harm or death. The means by which you accomplish the ends are of no consequence or of no importance. If I want 6 Jane dead and I don't have a gun and she's standing in the road, my car works just as well. Let's spend $60 million on car violence. This whole thing is asinine. It's padding somebody's fucking pocket is what it is.
Well, it's not even that. Why they select the tool, as you call it, is because if they address it as we'll say behavioral, mental, okay, that then they have to attack it and provide better mental health care, right? Or systems, or teachings, all of that. So that would mean that they admit that a person that has problems, situations, mental imbalances, or whatnot, needs treatment. And to take care of that and a nation of that and make people mentally healthy, they don't want to do that. They would rather blame something other than, you know, like I said, the thinking, the act, you know. It's an easy way out. It's an easy label that they can slap on something.
It's a fucking cop out.
It is. It really is. Because they're taking it away.
Here we go. The legislation introduced today would appropriate necessary and long overdue funds to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, everybody, to reclaim their leadership when it comes to gun violence prevention research. What the fuck? Gun violence prevention research. Okay, I get it. It's a noble cause. You want to study and prevent violence. Why make it specific to guns? We know what do we really need to spend $60 million of your tax dollars to determine what causes violence? I'll tell you what causes violence. If you're looking right now at my face on the U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page, scroll down a little bit. You see that fucking car painted up with slut and homewrecker and bitch? This is the kind of shit that causes violence. There, give everybody their $60 million back. Violence is deep-seated within human beings. It's a way to, in its essence, it's a way for you to express yourself, for you to act out, for you to get things out when you can't articulate, or when you can't find another outlet, you resort to violence. I don't need the Center for Disease Control to tell me that if pushed far enough, I'm going to cause bodily harm to somebody. With a gun or with my fist. It's just human nature to be violent. There are people who are too quick to resort to violence, but we all have it within us.
I feel like if old boy wants to kill his wife, he's going to do it one way or another, whether or not a gun is involved or not.
Exactly.
But
fucking
fucking sucks that you fucking used one at a school, especially.
I'm gonna find the tools. If I have decided in my mind that I'm going to kill you, if I have to do it with my you don't think I could strangle another grown man to death if I was so overcome with the urge and the desire, the anger and the need to cause bodily harm to and kill this person? Do you not think that I could overpower and strangle another grown man with my bare hands? You're studying gun violence with my fucking tax dollars? It's ridiculous. See, here's the thing.
It is ridiculous because it's not actually a real study. This is all politics right here. Something in their little group or someone promised someone else that, hey, vote for us, help us with this. Well, the whole I scratch your back, you scratch mine, we'll get this done. So they're putting this through for reasons that aren't really important, but they're making it important because of, and now with what just happened at that school. Oh, see, look at this. A gun was used, it's just going to fuel it. But if you step back and look at it, this is legit just political bullshit.
It is.
I mean, that's what
bullshit.
it is.
Thank you.
That's all it is political bullshit. There's no rhyme or reason. If they just flat out and said, look, we need to give the CDC $60 million so that they can maintain shit and not everybody gets Ebola and some Black Death shit. Y'all cool with that? You got my vote.
Don't try to dress it up in gun violence. Yeah, exactly. Don't try to dress it up. But the fucking, oh my God, politicians going to politic. It makes me ill. It makes me ill to think that these, I can't. I can't right now. Well, these motherfuckers, they get in office and spend 30 years on Capitol Hill and are so out of touch with reality and so out of touch with their constituencies that they think they've got it. They're listening to these lobbyists and to their staffers, and they've got it in their heads that, oh, we're doing what's best for the country. You don't fucking know what's best for me. When was the last time that you got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and went and worked your stupid menial 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job and the only thing you have to look forward to is going home and spending time with your family and taking your fucking week vacation every year. When was the last time you did anything like that, politicians? You're living up there in your fucking ivory towers. You don't know what's best for this country because you don't listen to the people.
No, they have their own post office. This sums it up, and I always give this example with just what you said, where they don't know, they're not in touch with the people, and they say that they are. I use the post office as an example. I get pissed when I go to the post office because one, it's just a horrible place to go. Senators, the congressmen, they have their own post office. Did you know that? They walk down this little staircase to this little tunnel. They have their own post office that only they can use, period. It's a regular post office staffed by postal workers with clearances, obviously, and that's their personal one. They don't even have to go outside for it, cross the street or nothing. They go down this little tunnel. They have their own little subway system that they can use. They are so out of touch with that. They have to have these pay raises because they have to live there in these apartments and homes and have security during session, but they have to maintain their home someplace else.
Hey, if you were...
Well, I just had to go to 3 different fucking posts in the past 4 goddamn months. I should have had an apartment at every place. What the hell?
If you were in charge of your own salary, would you... But your salary came from tax dollars. Would you give yourself a raise?
If I was worth it.
These motherfuckers aren't worth it.
That's the problem. That's the problem. They're not worth it.
You know who should be allowed to decide their salaries? Zulu.
What?
Yes.
Huh?
You are now in charge of determining what senators and representatives make.
Someone bang the gavel. Make it official.
Senators and fucking congressmen, all that shit.
Yeah.
It makes no sense that they get to vote on that for themselves. I think that should be like an open vote. Like everyone in the U.S. has to go. We vote.
Don't they make like
a lot?
Yeah. How much do fucking senators and House of Representatives?
Way more than they're worth. Way more than they're worth. And it's coming out of your fucking paycheck every fucking payday.
That's one thing that they get paid 6 figures. I can see that. But once they get out, don't they continue to get paid for like the rest of their life?
Yes.
See, that's too much.
For having
done what? And then
done
when they
what?
get out, they also pick up lobbyist jobs, which is outrageous salaries at that, and just everything else.
Yeah, if they don't die while they're on the hill up there.
And their insurance isn't what they're pitching to America, by the way. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
No, true story.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the fucking people that are passing all this legislation, making all these laws. They're not subject to them the way we are. It's a fucking complete. They're running game on us. Total conflict of interest. You don't get to pick your own salary. You don't get to exempt yourself from the laws.
Fucking speaking of Congress, they just went on 2-week vacation.
They're always on vacation.
The fuck do you need a vacation from? Sitting around yelling at each other in the fucking Senate chamber and voting on stuff that we don't fucking care about? Well, let's give CDC $60 million so they, you know what? Take that $60 million and go feed a bunch of hungry kids. How many kids are living below the poverty line in this country? Go put some go build some tiny homes for some veterans. That's a fucking research gun control for what? So you can check the block on your fucking resume, tell your constituents, oh, look what I'm doing. Blah, blah, blah. Check out how awesome I am. We're giving $60 million to the Centers for Disease Control to research fucking gun violence. Yeah, government needs term limits. Period. These motherfuckers get in there and get comfortable because they know that they're there for life. Tree fitting. Jose says they should get about tree fitting. I agree.
I believe I'm worth that much. Everybody gets a raise. You get a raise. You get a raise. Everybody gets a raise.
Yes.
I think they need to clock in and out, like a legit, be accountable for everything. And they've got to work year round. They get their vacation just like normal people. They accrue .2 hours for every day worked. I mean, set them on the real way that America works. You know, what was it a couple years ago? I forgot who it was. One of the senators, he posted a picture from his nice mahogany desk and brass nameplate, and he had like $120 on it. And he goes, I'm going to live like the American people live, you know, with his Rolex on and all this fancy shit. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot. Seriously, you're an idiot.
You know what? You know what I would like to do? I would like to be able to stand at the entrance to the Senate chambers or whatever they call the goddamn place where they all go in, and calmly and casually tell each of them as they walk by just to eat a dick. Then nothing more, nothing less. Eat a dick. Everyone on the way by, eat a dick. Eat a dick. Maybe throw in a good morning. Good morning. Eat a dick.
I'll tell you, you can get about 3 of those out before you start to say it kind of mean, and they don't like that.
I'm not going to be mean. Eat it just, you know.
No,
eat a
it
dick.
just happens.
Hello,
It
eat
just
a dick.
happens because then
Yeah,
it hits
you're
you.
right.
You're like, I really fucking hate you. Eat a goddamn dick. And then they're like, what? And then you're escorted out and you get put on a list.
The more I think about it, the more, yeah, you're right. There's no way I would be able to keep that, like, you know, cordial. Eat a dick.
You get like, yeah, it's just, you smile. You'll get like 2 or 3 out. That's all.
Oh.
Good morning, Mr. Senator. Eat
Yes.
a dick today.
Yes, please.
What'd you say? I said eat a bagel.
Yeah.
Get the fresh bagels. Fresh
you
bagels.
heard me, you fucking crusty old fuck. I said eat a dick, and then that's it. They put me in handcuffs and take me away.
Should make that your slogan. Eat a dick. Hey, I'm Redleg. Eat a dick.
Hi. I am Redleg. I'm running for Congress.
Eat a dick.
Eat a dick.
Yeah, I'd vote for you.
You know how many votes I would get? What party are you? I'm not with a party. I'm just me.
Be like, oh,
I'm
like
with the
style.
dick party.
Yeah. Would you like a dick?
There you
Have
go.
a dick.
Oh, you'll get the gay vote.
One problem is, I was gonna say, but somebody might take me up on it. I've got to be careful.
Dude, I'd show up at your rallies with little miniature like gummy dicks and just like throw them in the crowd at everybody. And it'd be like when you go to those hibachi grills and the little guy's cutting shrimp and he's flipping them at you. That's what it'd be like. Everybody's got their mouths open like little baby birds. Yeah, awesome.
Dick. You get a dick. You get a dick.
Everybody gets a dick.
What's a dick? Dicks. Free dicks. Dicks. All the dicks you can eat right here. You know what? You know how many gummy dicks $60 million would buy? Why are we spending that on gun violence research? Gummy dicks for everybody. Look, we solved a couple of problems.
Solve a whole shit ton of problems,
we feed the homeless all the gummy dicks they want.
People would get working because they'd be on a sugar high.
Yeah, and we would boost the economy because somebody's got to make all these dicks. So jobs and creating jobs.
Yeah. Postal Service would feel special delivering dicks.
Look, we've already got more done in the past 5 minutes than Congress has gotten done this month.
Well, because we're not on vacation.
Aaron
You know
says,
what?
if I ever get
I'm
terminal
gonna send
cancer,
you
I'm going to
fucking
spend my
dicks.
last days telling Congress and the Senate to eat a bag of dicks every day until I die. I like your style, Aaron.
Okay, why do we need terminal cancer?
We don't. But
Exactly.
Let's at Centers for Disease Control. Here's $60 million. Figure out cancer before you tackle gun violence.
Fucking
Eat a dick.
Yeah.
send I wonder if you get in trouble for if you sent your local congressman a letter in the mail and you're just like, eat a dick.
No, as a
from
matter
Redleg.
of fact, you know what? I might
Wait,
try
wait.
that and see what kind of a
I
response I
can
get.
tell you how to get around that.
Oh my God.
Order a pizza. Yep, here we go. You order a pizza, and in the memo for special instructions, you have them write your letter on the lid inside of the pizza, and you have that pizza delivered
to Congress?
to whoever you want it to. Well, their address is right there.
Eat
You
a
can't
dick.
turn it down.
I mean, you can probably just write Congress in for the address and Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill.
Order enough pizzas for each of them. And then
or just hit your local constituents up.
sure.
Maybe your local representatives or senator.
They can't be mad at you because you sent them pizza.
Listen, you can
So,
email those. You can email those dudes. I mean, it doesn't go directly to them; it goes to a staffer. But at least they realize that somebody took the time out of their day to sit down, find their email address or contact form, and fill in the information with the message attached to eat a dick.
I think if you handwrit a letter and spent the extra time to like put it in the mail, give it a stamp, write out the address, just a little note, tell them to eat a dick. You might really send a message to somebody.
Yeah, you'd send a message.
All right.
Somebody really wants me to eat a dick.
We need to test this out, Redleg. So tomorrow for dinner, you're having pizza.
No,
I am sending you
Are you crazy?
Pizza delivery.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, 6 Jane.
Yeah?
It's Taco Tuesday. Don't you sully my fucking...
I'll get taco toppings on it. Yeah, it'll fucking happen. I just want to see if I can get them to put eat a dick on the inside.
Okay. You need my address?
I'll fucking tip them. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Give it to me now. What is it?
It's, nice try. Well, there's a Magnum bag of dicks. Glitter bombs.
I've got little dick molds. Little can. That sounded so wrong.
Of course you do.
You never seen it? I was making little mint chocolate dicks, and I was sending them to people.
I synced it. I did. I watch you a little closely than you realize. I'm watching you, 6 Jane.
Stalker you.
I'm watching every move you make.
Mostly because I put so much shit, it just magically appears on your timeline.
Yeah. I've even tried blocking you. It doesn't work. Somehow you find your way back.
Nah.
Let's take a break,
Once
everybody.
You go Asian, you're a happy Caucasian.
Oh yeah, you make me happy. Let's take this break. When we come back, we'll have. By the way, I need audience participation here. I need the listening audience to tell me what they want to do in the third hour of tonight's show. Do you want me to just keep it on? Do you want to play Quiplash or if I can Guespionage or anything like that, or should I just turn all this 2-hour show? The third hour, just turn it off and go to bed. You guys, let me know what you want to do, because I'm more than willing to fire up the old games here. Quiplash, Guespionage. What's that other one? Oh, Trivia Murder Party. That was a lot of fun. So everybody let me know. Matt already says game. Be more specific, Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Use your words, Matt.
Use your words, Matt. Or I could spend, third hour, eat a dick. Thank you, Andy. I can just do that for an hour. The last hour of the show, I'll just say eat a dick over and over.
Oh, say eat a dick, not eat it. Okay, never mind.
Oh, no, I'm not going to be eating any dicks.
Sorry.
I mean, either way.
I'm fresh out. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, tonight's guest, retired badass. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know how much of this dude's information I can put out there. Jamahl Labbe is going to be here. He's the president of Project Overwatch. That's all coming up right here after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
You're listening to Redleg on the voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, everybody. Well, we made it back. Told you we'd be right back. Second hour of the Monday edition starts right now here on WTF Nation Radio. Hi, I'm your host, Redleg, and Zulu's here. He's my co-host, and he's the better looking of the two. But we got to keep him off. We got to keep his face off camera. We don't want anybody getting all worked up.
We're tonight with our guest, Jamahl.
Right. Jamahl Labbe. Am I saying your last name correctly, Jamahl? Please tell me.
Yeah, it's close enough, man. Labbe.
Labbe.
But,
Okay.
you'd be surprised how people pronounce it. So,
it was. I try to when there's a guest whose name I don't know how to pronounce. I try to find video of it somewhere, and I found a video of your retirement ceremony.
oh really?
Yes, I did. It's in 2 parts, and it's available on YouTube. Everybody go creep on Jamahl right now.
Yeah, I thought that thing was private.
Nope. Unless I got some kind of special access.
It's going to be private in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I caught that. Those
that's funny. I didn't know that.
all those guys are real fond of you. Is what I took away from that video.
Yeah, it's I was real fortunate to retire out of a real small unit, specialized unit, and there was a real good group of guys. The guy you saw up there, that was with me and him served for 20 years together. We were privates together, and then we ended up retiring together. Did our last Afghanistan deployment together.
Wow. And you retired from a fairly storied organization. And I couldn't help but notice what you had on your sleeve.
Yeah. So I came in '95. I did my first 7 or 8 years at 3rd Ranger Battalion. I did a couple years as a Ranger instructor, and then I did some regular Army time, and then I retired out of the asymmetric warfare group, out of AWG.
Some that went right over some people's heads, but the ones that know what it's about are like, oh yeah, this guy's the real deal. So first and foremost, thank you for your service, at least 20 years to this country. I got a lot of respect for the military in general. I guess except maybe for myself, because I just did 4 years and got out. But the guys that aren't in big Army, the real hot shit, super specialized dudes, got just a little bit more respect for those guys because of the amount of time and training and that level of perfection that gets put into your craft. So good,
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, thanks. But again, it's you guys know, it's hard. It's always hard, or you don't ever really know how to respond to that. But
sure.
We all got our different paths, and everyone's needed in there. I think the wars really showed that. A lot of that animosity and holier than thou stuff kind of trickled away once we realized that. Once we, all these decades, once we realize that, when someone's in trouble, when you're pinned down and something bad's happening, you don't care who it is that comes to help.
Right. So you after your retirement, you decided another community that's very near and dear to my heart's the emergency services community, and I guess you decided to not sit idly by after seeing what went down in Ferguson and Baltimore and so on and so forth, and the cops getting a bad what I feel like is a bad rap because they just have a job to do. You decided to do something, so you formed Project Overwatch, and what is it that Project Overwatch does? I guess is the number one question.
Okay, sure. So. Primarily we can boil that down to two main objectives, right? With a couple of lines of effort underneath each one. I think, to preface that, I think what's important about Project Overwatch and what's kind of different is that, we're veterans in the lead, right? And we're not a veteran entitlement organization. Typically, anytime you hear about the two words nonprofit and veteran together, everyone immediately thinks, oh, you're veteran entitlements, you help veterans, right? But I wanted to do something different. I wanted us extending an olive branch out to these other communities that risk their lives every day for their communities and their country, right? So, back to the objectives. Two main objectives, right? One would be us providing support. I call that kind of our big three. Those are the real goals that we're trying to do. That'd be like filling training gaps for law enforcement and firefighters. Anything that we have within our veteran intellectual capital. This could range from marksmanship to first aid training to anything that I can facilitate for those guys. The next would be raising funds to assist them with equipment shortages. Right, an example of that is kind of like the mission that we're doing right now, the Paw Patrol gig. Maybe if we get into that. The third would be, and this is really kind of a brass ring. This is probably going to be the hardest one to do. Is that's establishing like hardship accounts for officers or firefighters that maybe they're injured or they're sick, and basically like workers' comp is not going to cover all the expenses or whatever, or maybe they're in some type of financial hardship because of it. I'd love to be able to partner up with some of these departments and stations and help them have like little pools of money that they can quickly access for individuals that undergo that kind of thing. And then the second objective would be kind of our promoting fidelity is what we call it. And that is, honestly, that's been our first year and a half. That's really what we've kind of been able to do the most of. And this is kind of more like our morale kind of things, the social media campaign that we have. The example of what we did in Baltimore for the Western District right after the riots hit them. So that's kind of like I call it our secondary objective because it's not really what I want to spend all my time doing. But the bottom line is we're a grassroots organization, and we need to stand up a few key corporate sponsors before we can do that first one. Like we can repeat that first one over and over and over, the providing support. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. That whole idea of having kind of like a reserve pool of money for a fund for police officers, firefighters who are hurt, injured in the line of duty and can't immediately return to work, I think is a great idea. It's kind of like a supplemental form of income because that workers' comp doesn't always cover everything and pay the bills. And if you're out long term, long recovery, things get tough. I mean, my first year in law enforcement as a rookie, I broke a leg on duty. Fortunately, I bounced back pretty quickly, and I was only off. I got returned to light duty within a couple of weeks, but that could have been a lot worse and for a lot longer. And, as a young man who's just starting a family, what would I have done financially if I'd been out for the long term? So something like this, Project Overwatch, can step in and kind of help shore things up until you get back on your feet. No pun intended.
Yeah, it's a perfect example. You find that, or what I found from working with the different departments we have is like when something's really tragic happens to a firefighter, a law enforcement, like maybe a loss, someone's lost on duty. Typically, like it's an immediate stand up, some type of fund gets stood up, and a lot of people will donate. But it's those like small things that you just reference is where it doesn't get a lot of exposure, but still people are in need, right? These guys that go out and bust their ass every day, and risk their lives every day. They go undergo financial hardship, and there's no gap filler there.
There seems to be kind of a natural transition for veterans into these public safety types of jobs. Has that been your experience, that a lot of these cops and firefighters have some sort of military experience?
Yeah. What's that? Is that a question?
Yeah, kind of split down the middle is what I've found, that about 50-50 cops and firefighters both. Yeah,
you're exactly right. It's a short creek to jump over, so again, that I think, I think a lot of veterans, whenever we get out, it's kind of, once you stand down that serving something larger than yourself, right? Kind of once you lose that, a lot of us vets kind of struggle to find our place in the world, just because we don't have anything to serve that's larger than ourselves anymore.
Right.
And I think that a lot of guys find that in law enforcement and fire, that same kind of brotherhood, that selfless service, it's all there.
It's one of the things that I was asked when I first interviewed for the police department, and this is less than a year after I got out of the Army, was, why do you want to work here? Why do you want to do this? What drew you to this line of work? And I mean, I just kind of said, well, exactly what you just said, Jamahl. It's that desire to serve something larger than yourself. It's service. It was what I keyed in on, and the nods of agreement that I got from everybody that was sitting at the table that was part of this interview. I mean, it was almost a unanimous thing. Like it's a given. That almost what they expected. So that's an easy transition, and I think that for you to, I mean, it's a little late in the game for you to be starting a career in law enforcement, but this is a way for you to give something to that community that serves our community. And I feel like I'm parroting back everything that you've already said, but
yeah, you're on it. So when I was at AWG, we had a lot of retired law enforcement that were within our troops and squadrons. So I deployed with some of these guys, and in fact, when Ferguson kicked off, I was in Colorado with two close friends of mine. That one was retired from New York Police Department, one was retired from Washington D.C. metro area. And we were in Colorado doing some training and experimenting out there with some different pieces of equipment, and seeing every day we came down to the hotel and we ate breakfast, and every day Ferguson was on TV. Seeing what it did to those guys, it just lit a fire under me, and it kind of it led to this. So again, I think that there's a lot of connective tissue between these communities, and really, I'm hoping that more veterans kind of step into the fold and start to extend like the favorable outlook that the country has on us, right? Like I want us to start to support other communities, right? We need to step into the gap.
right. I think a lot of times that people think that these emergency responders, cops and firefighters are just okay, that they're just punching the clock and they go in, do their job, go home, everything's cool. But I don't think they realize the amount of emotional trauma that a lot of these first responders endure, and a lot of times the only people they got to lean on are themselves. And it kind of sounds familiar, the same thing in the military community. So to see somebody step out and say, listen, there's more going on here than what you see on the the 6 o'clock news. Your organization is doing a service not only to the law enforcement and emergency responder community, but I think to the country as a whole. Whether you actually intend to or not, you're raising awareness as well. And I don't know if that's a stated part of your mission, but I think it kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah. Well, Red, like another thing that I saw a lot of is I started to read and kind of started digging into the Ferguson and the Baltimore and all that stuff. It's like you didn't see anyone supporting law enforcement when all this stuff was at its height, except for law enforcement. So it was like a self-licking ice cream cone. The only positivity you seen were officers' wives that had stood up clubs and were promoting things on Facebook, or the wives behind the badge, or it was another military, it was some type of other law enforcement community that were saying, hey, we're not such bad guys. But I didn't see any exterior community supporting those guys. So that's why, again, I saw a gap, I saw a need, and we stood up Project Overwatch with a few of my my fellow brothers in arms that helped me on my staff.
Now, if somebody here was looking to get involved with Project Overwatch and help you do what it is you're doing and grow, how would I go about getting involved with this and to help you do what you're doing?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked it, right? So I think the easiest way, right, is they can go to our website at www.project-overwatch.org. So you need the dash in there because there's another Project Overwatch that stood up behind us, and they actually got a similar. They're actually for suicide against law enforcement, and we've talked a couple times, some emails back and forth, but we've never been able to put anything together. So it's project-overwatch.org. And if you click right on the bottom of the website, and if they just ping me through our contact us, my volunteer coordinator, we'll kind of lace them in. We kind of got 3 different lanes that they can run down. They can just ping us and say, hey, listen, I'm in this area. If you ever have an event you're hosting here, just let me know and I'll come and help any way I can. Or, if they want to volunteer for like a project volunteer, if they have some type of specialized skill, because again, we're grassroots, like I run this thing over a glass of whiskey at night after I get back from work, so if they have a specialized skill, like they're a video editor, or they specialize in website building, whatever it may be, they can try to volunteer that way. Or if they want to try to come on as like some type of permanent staff and they have like a certain amount of hours to give during the week, then I'll fill those guys and fill them out. I haven't really done that for anybody that I didn't know yet, so I'd be kind of concerned or whatever to bring everybody behind the curtain that way. But so there's opportunities out there, and it's just as easy as going to the website and clicking on the contact us link and send pinging us, and then we'll come back to you.
Jessica in our Facebook live chat has a question. She wants to know, how can I donate money to Project Overwatch?
That's a wonderful question. Because so before I answer that, let me tell her, or if you could convey it to her. None of us takes a penny from this. I have 4 guys that all ex-vets, and then 1 ex-retired police officer. Nobody takes a penny, so everything that we take in goes towards our missions that we're doing, like the Paw Patrol that we're doing now. So there is a link there. Also, if she clicks the Take Action button, then it'll bring her to her donate link, and it's she donates. It's all through a proper website. We do a Squarespace. It's all security, so there's no issues on it. So she can donate there.
Jessica, did you get all that? She's probably going to donate.
Jessica, Jamahl, you've mentioned this Project Paw.
Yeah, the Paw Patrol. I know it's kind of the name's kind of
Project Overwatch with the Paw Patrol. What's that about?
Yeah, the Paw Patrol. Yeah. So what it is so one of my volunteer coordinator, Woodrow, he was actually my RTO when we did a rotation for the Iraq surge together. He's up in the Jamestown, New York area. There was a K-9 officer, Officer Mitchell, there that was back in November. Basically, his handler sent him out on a chase for a murderous suspect that had killed his wife. And in the act of the dog, basically they got separated, right? I think he sent him into a house, is from my understanding, or a building that the suspect was hiding in, and the suspect stabbed the dog like near the neck or face area. So the dog, they almost lost the canine, and he was rushed to surgery. They saved him, but and I think he's back full duty now. But what happened was basically the Jamestown PD requested that we assist them in purchasing. Basically, it's a back-mounted camera system. You guys may have been familiar with them. Some of those guys out there listening may have had them during deployments with our working canines. It's basically a camera system that mounts on the canine's back, and the officer has like an interface that he can monitor and basically see what the dog's seeing.
Oh, wow.
So so twofold. One, it gives the handler can pull the canine out of danger if he sees the dog going into a threatening situation like that he can't control. And then 2, obviously it's going to give all those officers on scene just a situational awareness. So this struck me, because we had working dogs in Afghanistan and Iraq. I'm sure some of those guys out there listening are used to this. And I mean, how close you get to those animals, man. Those dogs are, I mean, they just lift your spirits immediately when they come into the team room, right? So I jumped on the chance, and we're trying to raise money for that right now. We have I don't know if you guys do the I don't want to speak to it, but so if they go, I'm not sure exactly what you guys promote or whatever on the podcast, man. So if they go to Facebook, there's a very simple way. If they go to our Facebook page, if they want to do it that way, there's links. They'll find it on our Facebook page. Or if they want to donate if anyone wants to donate towards that, kind of what we're saving for the more sort of like the corporate sponsors we can stand up. There's in our events page on the homepage, there's a link there that they can donate towards that. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We've been raising money for I guess about 2 weeks to try to get to it. We need about 9K.
Okay.
For it.
How close are you to your goal?
We're not.
That's unfortunate. We'll see if we can do something about that.
I tell you, we thought we were going to be able to stand up some corporate sponsorships in the area of Jamestown. We figured, man, it'd be fairly easy to get to 9K from there. About a week after we kind of went live with the request and we started reaching out to all those local companies, they had like a massive fire in the area that took down like 3 businesses, and some homes were lost. And it just seems like all the energy was sucked out to to that, which is, I mean, it's a good thing, but we think that really we hit a speed bump. But we're hard headed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep pushing to it, and we're gonna try to get it together. I actually talked to the manufacturers. It's a company called Tactical Electronics, and I think if we can pull this one off, I'm gonna be able to migrate this out to more small towns, because I'm in discussions with them right now for them to kind of maybe donate some systems, like if we can pull this one off. So I'm pretty hopeful here, and like I said, we're hard headed. So I'm gonna keep going.
Hey,
so hopefully it doesn't come down to me robbing a bank, but
well, that's not the way to go.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, are you listening? Hey, Mom.
I am.
Okay, do me a favor and go holler at our social media team and get them spun up, and let's see if we can get a little bit of money shot that way so they can hit their $9,000 goal.
Okay.
Hey, we appreciate that, Red. Like any type of getting the word out is it's helpful. So, and if we don't hit the goal, then we'll just donate. We'll donate all of it to Jamestown, and then maybe they can work the angle after that. So hopefully even we get close.
Well, I mean, it's for a good cause. It's not like you're trying to buy a used taco truck. It's something that is going to help.
Yeah,
definitely, especially for that Paw Patrol. I know those service animals are basically part of the team, and losing one of them is almost as bad as losing a brother or sister.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think one of the scary things that I've learned after doing this for I tell you, when I set this up, like my vice president, he's actually he's an SF guy. He slowed me down, right? I was like, man, we're ready. We got the website up, we got the Facebook thing. Let's launch, dude. Let's launch. And he's like, hold me back. He said, wait, man, we need to do this. We need to do that. I do. So, after a month of me and him fighting, and we finally launched, I was like, man, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and there's gonna be like, $10,000 sitting in our account, because it was right at the height of Baltimore, when Baltimore was aflame, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna wake up. There's gonna be so much money in our account, man. I'm gonna be able to go out there and buy these guys steaks, and it's just gonna be great. And I woke up the next morning, and it's just, we had like, what's dawn, like, it's like, man, like there's all these like thumbs ups to the Facebooks, like what a penny in the account, right? I think one of the things that kind of disturbs me, and has been like, as my aperture's been widened, is like just how disconnected people really are. Out there, like we live in a 2-click society. Yep. And it is like, hashtag bring back our girls. Okay, that problem's fixed. It's like, I like it, and then I share it, and then, man, that problem, it's fixed.
Right.
But you'd be surprised how hard it is to get people to actually do something,
something besides put a overlay on your profile picture on Facebook.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's rain, man. It's really strange. Like you could track how many people have visited the website and how many people have visited the different platforms you're using to collect in money, and you're like, man, there's like 1,000, 1,000, 2,000 people have gone there, and there's 30 of them have donated, and I'm like, wow, like it just I think it's just the nature of where we're at.
Everybody's apathetic. They think that look, here's this thing. Let me click like on it. Like you said. I did my job. But you're not helping. Yeah. Do something, everybody. Like I'm going to do right now and take this regularly scheduled break. so I don't get yelled at. We're gonna take a break. Jamahl, you gonna hang out for a little bit longer?
Oh yeah, sure. If you guys want.
Awesome. Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a break, everybody. We'll be back. I guess you guys talked me into it, too. In the third hour of the show, we'll play these stupid games. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Facebook Live video is going to restart, everybody. No, it's not. No, I'm going to try something different tonight. We're just going to take the break and stuff. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? This is Matt Best, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio. So listen the fuck in.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
I was told to wish you happy birthday. So happy birthday. Fuck! I can call in, and I can now get somebody on live. Believe me, I'm a fucking veteran. I'm all about fucking shit. And you guys keep fucking with me. Fuck.
Fuck you, Redleg. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Katie. I'm just loving your show. I just want to wish a happy birthday. I'm just crashing the scene with my girl Six. I saw her post mentioning you guys. Just wanted to get her voice in there and tell you that y'all are just fucking hilarious. And like I said, I'm sitting down here in Houston. I'm a truck driver, but I'm in between jobs right now. So right now, you're bringing a pretty big bright spot, and I love following you guys, and just keep up the good work. All right, y'all have fun. Bye.
Hello? Well, fuck.
Thank you. Merry birthday.
Hello, this is Private Snuffy. You can call Private Snuffy, but my real name is a Baron. So it's like when's the next live show? It's like a minute show. I'd like to share a funny story about my field experience. That's it. Goodbye.
Ah, you fuckers! I wanted to play a trivia game and you didn't answer.
What the fuck, Nation Radio?
Hey, this is old GI, motherfuckers. We survived this goddamn hurricane. We got a problem. The meat in the freezer or the beer? So we threw the fucking food out. Call me back on this line if you dare. Hey, this is old GI. Call me back if you want to. If not, fuck you. Later.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF.
Hey, everybody. We're back. I know this is kind of weird for everyone who's used to me stopping and restarting the Facebook Live video at this point in the show, but I have an ulterior motive, and you'll find out about that when we get into the third hour of the show. Woo! I'm talking to Jamahl off the air. I think we bonded. We almost space docked.
Almost. I watched.
It was the gayest thing ever. No, it was good. It's good.
I don't know what space dock is, but I don't think I like this.
Yeah, it's kind of gay.
Sounds like somewhere I don't want to go.
Urban Dictionary.
I don't do that. It'll ruin your whole night.
Oh.
Good conversation off the air. It's nothing that the WTF Nation hasn't heard out of me before. Me reliving my glory days as a cop, pretty much. But I the more I hear Jamahl talk about this organization and what they do, the more I like it. To the point that I think we're going to at some point the WTF Nation Radio social media team's going to put together something to try to get you a little support over there, Jamahl, because you need it. It's a great cause for a community that kind of gets taken for granted.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So we need all the help we can get over here. You know, try to get the lint out of our pockets and get some cash into the coffers so that we can, you know what I mean. So like typically everything we've done is we'll scratch together just enough to pull it off, and then we exhaust it on whatever department we're assisting. So and I know that we're just I know that it's just a matter of like our missions and me having a conversation with with the right corporate sponsor. It like we're that close, right? Because I think we do have enough in our history that once they see what we've done with nothing, right? That I think they're going to be eager to support us. So we're the tipping point, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right, and there was something that we discussed, and I think it's important for everybody to realize that if you want to go over to Project Overwatch's Facebook page and give them a like, that's cool. That's giving them we realize you're here. But then you could take that extra step and actually do something. I'm not talking about strictly monetary. I mean, they need bodies. I know it's kind of an odd way of putting it, but there's more that you can do than just go over there and say, oh, yeah, I gave them a like, that's it. Or, I'm going to change my profile picture for a day. That's not really being active in anything other than just showing somebody that you're aware of it. And I hate that. Let's raise awareness for so-and-so. Who the fuck's not aware of some of this shit? Let's raise awareness for, I saw a license plate the other day. You know what? Everybody's going to think I'm a dick if I go into this. Insert cause here, awareness. We're aware. Now let's do something about it, I guess is what I'm getting at. So there's here in the Facebook Live chat, there's a link you can click. That'll go over there where you can help them. Andy just donated $20. Thank you, Andy. She's so sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
You can go there, and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do. Then you can go to their Facebook page, and there's information there. And then, my dog's freaking out. Hey, stop that.
Garbage dog, back at it again.
Stupid dog. But there's more than you can do than just be aware of something. I mean, have you guys ever heard me push anything on this radio station that turned out to be a complete crock of shit? Absolutely not. And I think,
never.
I think Jamahl is a stand-up guy, and I think this is a good cause. So go over there and do something. I gotta go donate some money too.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. I tell you, I do think, if in the community we see movement from it's going to be, the veteran and active duty community. I think as I've gotten out, like I've learned more and more that we're just severely misunderstood. Working, just surrounded by, people that are straight civilians. Just the when people ask me, hey, why'd you do this? One is kind of what I talked about my friends in AWG and in Colorado and all that. But the second reason that I don't speak of often, and I'll speak to this community, to this audience about it, is I really think that the veteran community we're kind of at a point where we have to be careful not to be looked upon as victims, right? So because I think that it's just a misunderstanding that a lot of civilians have, and they kind of look at this like a sympathy. Oh, you poor guys, how many times you deployed? Oh, that's so bad. And it's just not the case, right? So they immediately, people always think, oh, hey, how bad your PTSD, how bad you're this, how bad you're that, and it's just, I don't want us to fall into that, because that's what America's really good at creating new victims, right? And that's not what the veteran community is about, man. Like we're leaders. Like we're the next greatest generation. All Iraq, Afghanistan war vets, everybody our age that served, that's where we need to step into the fold.
Man, you said it. You just said it. I'll be the one to start to clap here. And I expect Ice to call in any minute if he's listening. We've been on this dysfunctional veteran tirade lately, where what is that? I think that I don't know if it was started as a goof, people trying to draw attention to themselves, whatever the case may be. We're not all broken. We're not all dysfunctional. And I never deployed, ever. I didn't have the opportunity to. I didn't. If I had the opportunity to, I would have. I know so many combat veterans who are fully functional integrated back into society, however you want to phrase it. That what the fuck is with that stigma that a certain subset of the veteran community has created for itself, that we're dysfunctional, we're broken, and all, that if you let the mainstream media get a hold of that, it's all combat veterans are dangerous and they got PTSD and you take their guns and throw money at them. And so thank you, Jamahl, for saying that. That was perfectly stated, says Ranger Medic.
Yep. Yeah. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, I'll tell you a quick story. Like, I just got back from Afghanistan rotation, and I went to visit an uncle of mine. And he's a great dude. He's just a character, and he was a little sauced up, and he's like, "Hey, I've been celebrating you coming home and all that when I got there." And so I'm about to leave, and he's like, "Well, okay, I'm going to jump in the car and I'm going to go get some more beer because I'm out." I'm like, "No, you're not going to go get more beer. I'm going to take you to go get more beer, And I drove him to the store down the street, and he's cutting up and messing with the cashier, and he's like, "Hey, my nephew just got back from Afghanistan and blah 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 blah," and he's just talking, and she looked at me, and it was like the most sympathetic puppy dog look, like, and she goes, "Oh, you poor dear," and I just, like, that's what it dawned on me. I'm like, why? I'm like, they paid me every month when I was out there. Like, why is it your poor dear? Like, don't look at me with those sympathetic eyes. Like, I volunteered for this. I did what I needed to. Like, everything's okay. Like, and that's kind of when my paradigm of thinking started kind of noticing that kind of stuff,
Yeah, I don't understand. Where did that come from? How did that get started, and who is perpetuating this? And by the way, that's Mike Eldred. I don't know if you know that name or not, Jamahl. You know who Mike Eldred is? Master
No.
Sergeant Mike Eldred, the baddest fucking medic that ever medicked in the Army. Yeah, he runs the best medic competition. He was a guest on the show lately. Great guy.
Okay.
All you master sergeants are really awesome dudes. I just need like a box full of master sergeants laying around the house that I can pull out whenever I'm feeling bummed out and shit to motivate me. That was stupid. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Yeah, but that whole
that air docking thing, is that what you're talking about?
Oh, space docking, yeah. Well, I'm not going to space dock with my box of master sergeants. You guys are like action figures that I can. Well, I'm really losing it tonight.
Oh my, that's only a good time.
I'm sweating. There's something wrong with me physically, I think. But that whole thing about, oh, you poor, you've been to combat, don't play a victim. If you're not a victim of anything, what are you a victim of? You a victim of enlisting in the Army and doing your job? And I'm not trying to discount anybody who legitimately has. Listen, I realize that PTSD is a thing, and I realize that it affects people differently. Some to the point of it being debilitating. But you got guys running around here. I deployed, but well, what did you do? And then I hear some of these stories. I'm like, are you serious, man? And now you're running around here acting like you're all fucked up. And this is not a very popular topic with the people who's wearing this shoe. But if you act like a victim, people are going to look at you like you're a victim. They're going to treat you like you're a victim, and then what? Then you have no choice but to be a victim. And that's how you ever going to move up and do something with yourself if you walk around acting like a victim all the time?
I don't think too many veterans want to be pitied all the time.
That's right. That's right. I used to tell my guys, it's just it's the circumstances of the job. Like if you're a mechanic, you come home, you got grease underneath your fingers and you can't wash it off. If you're a lawyer, you come back, you got paper cuts and a guilty conscience, right? It's just circumstances of the job. You come back, and that's the way you got to look at it.
Exactly.
But so
I don't know, man. A lot of times I start talking about shit like I've got a point to make, and then it just completely eludes me, and I only hope that people can understand what the hell I'm trying to say. I'm not cut out for this kind of work. Jamahl, Jamahl, I got to wrap this segment up.
Sure.
One more time, where can we find information about Project Overwatch?
Okay. Yeah, please, anyone who wants to support, you can go to www.project-overwatch.org. It's project-overwatch.org. There's a take action button. Any money that's donated up until we hit our 9,000 goal will all that money's going to get pushed that way. And you guys can also find us on Facebook. You'll see like a picture of you'll find us right at our header. There'll be a picture of like a firefighter or a law enforcement guy, and a handsome, just a strapping military guy that's in there. He's really awesome. It's me, but like, so anyway, that was ourself. Like, I can't hire models, right? So I had to get with a couple guys. Anyway, you'll find us from that'll be our link at Facebook, right? There's also another way to donate there. And honestly, the biggest thing, Redleg, that anybody in the audience, if you have just a connection, like somebody that works at a company that needs to stand up some type of corporate social responsibility, and they want to give some money away, that's really what we need, is some type of corporate sponsorship. So man, I got it. Like, if you don't have $5 to give, like, more power to you, but maybe just an email address of somebody that we can talk to. You put me on the phone with them and I'll convince them.
Very persuasive, this guy. We started out the show with, or we started out this segment with, he's not wearing pants, and now I'm not wearing pants. I don't know how that happened. His powers of persuasion are strong with this one.
Hey, Redleg, man, I really appreciate you guys having me on, man. I really do. It was really enjoyable.
Absolutely.
You guys got a new fan.
Oh, a new fan.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Jamal.
Man.
Yeah, thank you for everything you're doing for the emergency responder community. That's a worthy cause, and I'm behind it 100%. So what I'm going to do now, everybody, is take a break. Now I'm going to restart the Facebook Live video, and we'll come back and we'll play these games because reasons. Trust me. Hopefully, it's going to make things better. I don't know. But music break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Thanks again, Jamahl.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks.
As the Hey, this is Eric Stolhansky, otherwise known as Rabbit from Super Troopers, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
Broadcasting live from the basement of a Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I'll keep on drinking till I comatose, or I